Hello, this is Podjas, and I'm gonna bring you my first Warmachine and Hordes battle report today. I've played Hordes for maybe half a year now, and still lose more games than I win, but in my opinion it's one of the best tabletop games I came across so far, and I wanted to tell you a bit about my experiences with it. This might be something like my 15th game, and I finally felt confident enough with the rules to take pictures while playing and make a battle report afterwards. Besides, before the game I realized that both armies would be completely painted, which I don't have too often in my games, and at least should make for some nice pictures if I mess up on the reporting. As some of you might know, I normally do Warhammer Fantasy battle reports, which is reflected somehow in the fact that I still remember games more turn than activation-wise, and therefore will not always be able to recollect the exact order of activations. A point I will try to improve in games to come. This game was played at Gamers HQ here in Berlin and was our first in the actual Thundercliff Peaks League by Privateer Press. It was 35 points of shot clock, Mohsar the Desertwalker for Circle vs Captain Kara Sloan for Cygnar. I borrowed the World Warden, the Argus and the Blood Witches from the store. The rest of the Orboros models was purchased and painted by me. He won the roll off and made me go first, so here's what I have. Starting from the right, a unit of Tharn Blood Witches, Mohsar himself, a World Warden, an Argus, a Gnarlhorn Satyr, a Druid Wilder, a Gorax, and advanced deployed a unit of Shifting Stones with Stonekeeper and a minimum unit of Tharn Bloodtrackers. On the other side we have a compact Cygnarian gun line. Protected by a maximum unit of Precursor Knights with Officer and Standard Bearer, the core of the Cygnarian army is a maximum unit of Long Gunners with a detachment and 2 defenders behind them. Next to the Precursor Knights, which were picked as prey by the Bloodtrackers, is Captain Kara Sloan and Reinhold. My plan seeing this was to run the fast-moving Tharn units up to heckle the Cygnarian infantry, bring the World Warden up for a geomancing of Mohsar's crevice or 2, and try to get into position with the Shifting Stones to use Rockhammer, while the Gnarlhorn and the Light Warbeasts should stay in cover behind the hill or the tower, waiting to move in for the kill. So the Wilder cast the Animals of the Argus on the Gnarlhorn to give him Pathfinder, Mohsar cast Mirage onto the Blood Witches, Sunhammer on himself, lay down a Pillar of Salt and advanced. The Blood Witches ran into the woods while everything else shifted to the left. All beasts got riled for 1 and ran, which brought the World Warden in between the Shifting Stones, who then teleported him in front of the Gnarlhorn Satyr. Finally, the Bloodtrackers ran forward on my left flank. Cygnar turn 1. The Cygnarian infantry shuffled over to their right flank and into cover, expecting the forces of the circle, ready to send some shots after them should they be bold enough to continue their maneuvering around the hill and leave cover. The long gunners laid down curtain fire between the hill and the woods, while one of the defenders approached the central hill and the other one reinforced their right flank. Kara and Reinhold moved up behind the first defender. Orboros turn 2. Mohsar leached Fury and upkept Sunhammer and Mirage. So far everything looked good and according to my plans. The Bloodweavers ran up the right flank, trying to lure Kara into a place where she could be Mirage charged, but didn't make it into an optimal position. The World Warden decided to stay in cover for 1 more turn and thus only advanced. The Shifting Stones followed him for some backup while the Gorax and the Gnarlhorn moved to the right. The Wilder cast the Gnarlhorn's Animals on the Gnarlhorn in good faith that this would increase the reach of his counterslam, which of course is not the case. Mohsar advanced towards the Gorax and directed 3 Pillars of Salt for extra cover, giving away all his fury. The Argus joined the forces on the left and the Bloodtrackers moved further up, ready to interfere with this defensive position of the Cygnarians, looking to distract the defender closest to them. At this point I was pretty confident and looked forward to what Cygnar would do, because I was pretty sure a small gap would open where I could fit in a lever and break the defense. We will see if such an opportunity presented itself in Cygnar turn 2. Kara allocated 3 focus to the defender in front of her. Then said defender advanced up on top of the hill. This is when I realized that I made a critical mistake when placing my pillars of salt. Before the start of the game we agreed that the base of the tower would be treated as part of the hill, and therefore was not blocking line of sight for anything already on top of the hill. This left a half-inch gap for the defender to shoot through. Due to poor positioning of Mohsar, the defender was able to aim at him and fire a boosted shot. Doing good on the following boosted damage, the defender took out Mohsar the Desertwalker, who had no fury left to transfer damage, with the first attack of the game. I'm sorry that this was such a short game, but I think newer players might have learned something from it. I certainly did. As well, it was an opportunity for me to see what kind of notes I should take during future games to improve the quality of my battle reports. At last, I hope you enjoyed the epicness of a caster kill with the very first dice roll during the whole game. Farewell, and may the dice gods be with you.